All right. I mean, 89 points. Did the offense just feel like it was kind of flowing a little bit better tonight than the first time out? It just.
I think we had fun. I think, like I always say, once we play JMU basketball, we're kind of unstoppable. So I think we went out there, had fun, played our game, and just really executed what the coaches were saying about practice. Yeah, go ahead.
What were some of the defensive adjustments you guys have made since Maine that has been able to lead into some really productive moments? Claire, I know you had a really, really strong block at one point. You guys are out rebounding the team. I think it was like almost double at one point. What were some of those changes you guys were able to make?
I don't think it was necessarily changes. I think it was just extra emphasis on communication. I think that we communicate well as a team, but we realize that we have to communicate better as a team to get to where we want to be, which is that Sun Belt Championship.
They had a big girl who was putting up a lot of points and rebounds coming into this one. I think held her scoreless, and obviously Susha had a big game. Just what were you guys able to do in the paint to, perform the way you did?
I feel like that was our defensive intensity, and we just really bought into what we were taught to do, and that was protect the paint. So I feel like we bought into that ideal and executed.
Just to go along with that, we harp on you're not just guarding your man. So once the ball went in, we're digging the ball out. We're helping Susha. We switch, so Susha's guarding the ball pretty good. So everybody guarded her, but like Amira said, it's just execution and what we our scouting report and just keeping her off the glass. That's what we tried to do, and I think we did it.
Yeah, our 3 Ps are paint, problem, man. So those in order of those two. Worry about the paint and the problem, then your man.
And so starting off with a 7-0 run, and then Kiki, you were able to get a layup in. It was like 0.4 seconds left in that fourth quarter. How important was it for you guys to be able to get off to such a hot start in those kinds of moments, and then be able to finish the way that you guys were able to in that first quarter?
I think I said it last interview. We just want to be consistent. Momentum is crazy. Once you have that momentum, our third quarter from the past 2 games aren't really as strong. We come out not lazy, but we kind of not even give up. We just take our foot off the gas, and I think this game we didn't going like that, whatever you said, 0.4. It was just the energy that my teammates needed, and I feed it off the fans.
Got to set the tone. Each quarter, at the beginning of the quarter, got to set the tone. And that'll enhance the bench, that'll enhance the people on the floor. Everyone keep the energy and effort intensity high.
And then you said you wanted to see this team have consistency, and that's what's going to lead you guys to success. What about the Millersville game and today had carried over some of that consistency from these two to be able to get such successful wins?
I think our energy for this team is unmatched. You have Claire that is just never quiet, which is a good thing. It's we feed off of her, we feed off the fans, we feed off each other. Amira's a quiet leader that she pushes us. Caroline, even our bench, the people that aren't playing, they're engaged, So coming from Millersville to here, it's all right, we just played a D2. Let's keep it up. You know what I'm saying? I fed off the fans there. It's just we got to try to be consistent. Come back. When do we? The next game. Just be more consistent. Thursday. Do we? That's crazy.
To add on what Kiki said, I was going to say that I feel like Maine kind of gave us a reality check. We felt like we were good because we are good. But I feel like once we had that, we actually have to, bring our own energy and make sure that we dot our I's and cross our T's. And that's what we did these last 2 games.
Yeah, I was proud of a couple things today. The first was our rebound effort. It's 2 games in a row. I think you're rebounding against a team you should out-rebound, but we did with flying colors, so to speak. I thought that and our defensive effort were pretty good. Not quite A+, but pretty good. And so, I know, and I wouldn't talk bad about the opponent. I know it's not North Carolina, right? But that team's got a little edge to them. They play a lot like Jen Brown was when she was a player, and I thought it was difficult to kind of struggle away from them in the first quarter, and I'm glad we were smart enough to make that little play. I thought momentum leaving the first quarter was on our side because of that last cut by Kiki. So the message has been received from our team. You know, I thought Maine really got us, that we didn't dominate the glass. I thought it cost us the game. And so, you know, we've responded with two, I think, plus 30 margins with the last two games. And I know it's going to get harder, but I'd rather that way than me sitting here saying we're not rebounding. So those are my two focal points, and I think we checked those off. So
And just kind of build off the rebounding talk. Nasush's out there. You don't have Anna, and you know you basically dominated the paint. Their player who was averaging a double-double, I think was 0-1 tonight. Just like how big was that to kind of dominate inside the way you did?
yeah, I thought I was pleased with it. I thought Susha, especially because Susha's first stint, we couldn't get her the ball, and we were struggling to find her. And she didn't get frustrated. I took her out. We took a break. When she came back in, I thought she was amazing on the glass. And it was like, yeah, buy into that. If you can't get the ball, go get the ball, right? If we can't pass you the ball, go get the ball. So I thought the paint was key, and I thought we even could have got more. But I love what she's bringing us right now. And I know we have, what, on the bench we have 6'4", 6'2", and 6 foot sitting over there. That's just only going to help us with size. But it's one thing to have size. You got to play like it. And I thought we played like that a little bit more today. But you know, man, I still had to get after them pretty good to make sure they were rebounding. It's something that has to become just part of our DNA, and we're headed that way. But I thought she was great. 13-7. I thought Khadijah was good. I thought her minutes at the 5 were even better. I mean, than when she played the 4. And I thought our 4s played good. I thought Steph and Claire chipped in really well. So, but no, I was pleased with our effort inside the purple area.
So when we last spoke, you talked about Maine was kind of like a rip the Band-Aid off, and we know where we are. What are some of the changes that you've seen from that moment of kind of ripping the Band-Aid off against Maine to Millersville to now?
I mean, that's a good question. I think the reality that you're not invincible, I think, was realized, and you get what you earn. And so, look, I understand we're playing two teams that are not high level Division I teams, but it's playing the right way. It's doing the right things, and I think it's helps them grow in confidence a little bit. But to me, the defense and the rebounding were what we really, if you want to use the Band-Aid expression, right? We ripped the Band-Aid and it was shoved my thumb right in that cut, because it was like, if you guys don't start doing this right now, like, you're going to feel like this a lot more. And they've bought into that. And it starts with Kiki. And I think Kiki's been an absolutely awesome leader the last week or whatever we've got. But she's been unbelievable with that, setting the tone, right? I think Susha's a little bit more quiet, but she's working all the time. And so you have an impressionable group of freshmen and kind of newcomers, right, with Amira, and they're all listening. They're looking for somebody to lead them, and Kiki's done an awesome job the last 2 games with that. And, I know we're going to hit a little adversity here, and I don't know when it's coming, and I don't know how it's coming, in what form, but we better be ready to show some resilience with that too, because it's not going to be easy.
With the big lead, you were able to, I guess Maya gets in the game for the first time. You're able to play the freshmen together for extended minutes. Just how much is that going to help them down the line to get the play?
I really hope. That was part of the reason we did the Millersville thing for sure, was knowing you have freshmen and getting their feet wet a little bit. And I was glad we had a similar outcome with this, because it's at home. The crazy part is, for me, like, they're freshmen and they make some mistakes and all that. There's not a huge separation for me, right? Now, half the time, I don't know what Chloe Sterling's about to do, but it ends up being a pretty good thing most of the time. So, like, this to me is, like, really unique in the sense that, like, yeah, I have confidence in my starting 5, but I've seen that group that finished the game beat that starting 5, right? In a weird way, this is 2 straight games where every person that has entered the game scored a basket, which is like, I've never had that in my coaching career, and it's just interesting. So, I think this team and myself, we're trying to figure out who we are, finding an identity with everything. And I know what we're charging towards, right? We're charging to be a good rebounding team and a good defensive team and a good up-tempo team. But are we like a strength in numbers team, right? Is that Caroline leaves the game in Millersville with 2 fouls in a couple minutes, Chloe comes in there and doesn't skip a beat, right? Is it, an injury to somebody? Are we able to throw Khadijah in there and she's, so is that kind of who we are? And I was really glad they got their feet wet, especially Maya, because she was the one I worried about falling behind. Everybody else got that Maine experience. Everybody else got the Millersville experience, and I was glad she was able to get out there. I think she was a little bummed I didn't get her in the first half, but she got her time in, and the kid can play. Kid can play. 1 assist, no turnover, 5 points, no rebound. She's the only one without a rebound. She's going to hear that from me.
So I asked this to Kiki, Claire, and Amir earlier, but when you look at trying to build the consistency and the tenacity for this team, especially when you have tougher matchups like UNC right around the road, what about what you're seeing of this identity that's starting to form can you guys potentially use to guide you guys through those tougher games down the line?
Yeah, I mean, to me, the message that I'm going with for this is like rebounding will set you free, right? And if you can dominate, and it's hard now, it's going to get harder to dominate because people are going to have size and athleticism, but it controls the game. It totally controls the game, and I think it really controls the outcome. And so there's going to be days you don't shoot 52%, right? So what are more of your controllables? I think your rebound effort, I think your defensive intensity and effort, right? So as far as identity, that's what we're working towards. But I've been a part of teams where you think you're going to be something and you end up being something else. And Jen Brown was on one of those, the first realizations I had. It was Kenny's first year after his group, Meredith Alexis and Benvenuto and Leslie Dickinson, Shirley McCall, they left, and it was freshman Dawn Evans and Tamara Young and Jen, Nina, Keisha, right? And it was like he was pulling his hair out because we couldn't make shots. Well, yeah, we were like leading the country in offensive rebounds. And it's like that became part of our identity. It was like, Tamara, Dawn, you let it fly, we'll go get it. I mean, Jen and Nina used to like pass the ball across the backboard to each other. It was like, nah, you get one, no, you get one. It was just like that became the identity. I don't think Kenny set out and said, hey, we got to do this. It like almost evolved. Very similar to me with the Nikki Newman teams. It was like he was a very offensive-minded guy, and it became like pretty good defensively. And it became a little bit, you see what I'm saying? I think it's going to manifest itself somehow. Now, we still have our core ideas, ideals is a better thing, core ideals, is that what you'd say? Of defend, rebound, run. That's what we're going to build this thing out of. But I can't tell you right now what we're ending up going to be elite at. And I hope we're elite at something. Hopefully it's the rebound, defending, and running. But we'll see how it goes. And I can't tell you when it's coming. And I can't tell you, by Tuesday we'll have that set. No, it's not how it works.